Turn 1, the Shermans moved up. The M3 Stewarts moved up. These guys come into the town. These guys are not doing anything yet until turn 3. They have moved on. Tried to make a chance spot of the Raki unit, didn't. Sort of undermines. These guys held off their shots. They could have ambushed these guys, but they didn't. And they can't do anything from turn 3. So 1, 2, we're on turn 3 now. So, well no, actually, what am I saying? The way Rapid Fire Reloaded works is one side takes a turn, the other side takes a turn. That's part A, part B, that makes up a full turn. So part A, part B, we're back to part A. So we're still on turn 2. So they can't do anything. So turn 2, we bring on we're going to bring on the carrier platoon, which is 3 brain carriers carrying a paid team, Vickers, and flamethrower. So that's these guys. "30 inches up the road." Basically the same spot as these guys. Yeah, but hold on a minute. We're now in the British turn, so unnecessary maltese are taken and resulting actions are carried out. Chance observations. I am going to chance observation these guys. Return the favour. So 6 is needed to spot. 3, no chance. So they move on up the road. Chance observations, no shells are fired, no need to, figures and vehicles are moved. So I don't really need to measure this. They're basically chugging up and getting inside here. So the third, oh my god, it's so stiff to move. All my glue is glued that on. I usually leave my turrets that they can move. The actual paint job I've done on these is fix them solid. Can't go for me doing that. Anyway, so they're in position in Frankeville. And then we have this brain carriers moving up. Now what I was thinking in regards to them was to deploy them ASAP, but they don't know the enemies are. I'll just let them go on. So that is turn 2. Close assaults, firing is declared, figures of vehicles. They have not moved, we move. Yeah, so turn 2 part A for the Canadians over. Turn 2 part B, turn 2 for the Germans. So they moved on. Yep, they haven't seen the enemy yet. They're going to continue using the roads until they spot the enemy. There's no point. They're not going to move into a combative position, you know, until they can spot the enemy. So yeah, they're just going to continue on their way. I'm going to deploy the 150mm. Is that on? I'm sure that's on the table. I think the other two are off table. Let me just check. So it's a 13th gun company, Thief Figures, an SDK 10 tow truck, 150mm infantry gun. Okay, so we're going to pop that into the church, the 50mm, 150mm, and it was brought there with stir. Thief Figures. I can do whatever I want with these guys here. So we have a 3-inch motor. Yeah, I'm going to go cross country for this one and deploy it here. Then we have an Opel truck carrying infantry moving up. Our company, which is these guys. I've actually 3 companies here, but only one of them has transport, the name company. 10th and 11th are on foot. So on foot infantry I believe is 9 inches, cross country 6, crawling 3, so right tank support. Right, that belongs in there, so it's these guys. So yeah, what are the companies consisted of? They are Panzerfaust, MMG 11 figures, so MMG 2, 4, 6, where's my Panzerschreck team? Panzerfaust. There you go, and the other one, MNG, Panzerfaust 2, 4, 6, a single in there is 2, 4, 6, MMG team, the Panzerfaust, another guy, that's a flamethrower, don't want to accidentally put that in. Yeah, there's another man to be at that. So what is that? Panzerschreck 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's see what that team should be. 2, 4, 6. So that truck has Panzerschreck and a Panzerfaust and 6 men. Panzerschreck 2, 4, 6, and there's a foist missing. Yeah, that's why I had the flamethrower on, because I haven't got a panzer foist. So he's going to do for that squad there. So there's one more to go in there, so that's 2, 4, 6, yeah, and then 2, 4, 6, 8. 6. Okay. They still can't move because this is part B, turn 2. Okay, that's a German turnover. So we're on to turn 3. Now can they move on turn 3, or is it really turn 4? So German deployment. The Norman group are deployed on the table at G1 but must remain inactive until move 3 unless attacked. Yeah, so they'll be able to move this turn after the British or the Canadians. So morale tester is none, chance observations. We're going to try again for these guys as they're travelling along. Because these guys have moved into the open, we've got a clear line of sight. So it's 6 is the spot. We get 3 that they're not spotted. So you only get one chance to spot them. You feel that, you move on. Smoke shells, no need. There is no point in starting to fire smoke shells and letting the enemy know where you are. Figures the vehicles are moved. This would be seen as the 3rd wave. So the M10 tank destroyers and Achilles and 8 figures. Right, they can come on. 24 inches. So they are making their way up. Oh, look at this. As it comes around the corner, there is a full squad of Germans coming down the road. Now these guys bail out and hit the first house. They're occupying the second floor. The same with this M10. Occupying the second floor. I'm going to move him over this side. I'm going to move that. Actually, I'm going to make the one with the sandbags the M10. So I'm going to move that M10 up to here, try and secure this part of the town. Oh, things are getting nice. What are we talking? 17 inches to the enemy. They're both heading up the main road towards each other, unawares. Movement done. We've done a chance test, we've seen nothing. So, figure vehicles move close to cells. Our result, there is no firing, is declared and carried out. Right, so they can only see. Let me just recap the rules here for spotting someone. Can you see the enemy? Observation. If potential enemy targets are seen, observed, they can be fired at or reacted to. If they are in cover, you may not test to see them. Visibility to a target is by line of sight up to a range of 48 inches, 60 inches if the target fired. Line of sight is blocked by buildings, built-up areas, woods, hills, static armoured fighting vehicles. Line of sight to infantry, guns and vehicles. Behind and in contact with hedgerows or walls, blocked. If these are high enough to conceal a target, elements in contact with hedgerows or walls can be seen through or over them. Designated high spots such as high hills, church towers, tower buildings can allow players to be identified and agreed on before play starts. Anything within 4 inches of the far side of the wood, hills or buildings will still be hidden from the observer. Static and crawling infantry and support weapons in cornfields cannot be seen if they have not fired. Observation into a village or designated built-up area is limited to 6 inches, and elements deeper inside the 6 inches will not be able to see out. So sort of acts like a forest, but he's on the edge. That Achilles is on the edge. So he can be seen and he can see out. Target can only be fired at if it can be seen by the element wishing to fire. Speculative firing is only allowed when firing smoke at buildings. Most elements are allowed 360 degrees all round observation. Tanks and assault guns may only observe targets in front of the line drawn across the rear of the vehicle. Ignore what any model, crew or passenger figures may be able to see. Okay, that's in the open. It's coming down the road, rumbling, bum, 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 bum. This thing comes around the corners. I can see it. I'm not even going, there's no debate if it can be seen. It can be seen, regardless of what rapid fire says. The observation rules, I'm not 100%, haven't got my head around them completely, but I sort of know up to 48 inches, if line of sight, no obstruction, they can be seen even if they haven't fired. So that's 17 inches away. I have spotted it. Figures of vehicles removed, chance close assault service off, firing is declared and carried out. I am firing at it. So the Achilles gets their first attack. So firing on this guy, and because he has seen him, everyone within 12 inches, which is these guys, have seen him. So they've moved. They can deploy, but they can't fire. So they can deploy up to 3 inches. Alright, so 3 inches. One is the Piet, one is Vickers, and the other one's yeah, so Piet, VMG, flamethrower. These figure Piet team, I am going to send that into that house, but it's on the bottom floor until the next turn. Yeah, it can be up the second floor and get better shots at the tanks and stuff. Flamethrower. It's this guy here, so I'm going to run him up the wall here, try and get him, get him into this garden. And the Vickers, I'm going to, that's the Vickers vehicle, so up to 3 inches. I'm going to put them here, hidden in the undergrowth. It's a 3-man Vickers team. Push them to the side of the road so tanks can get through. Let me just check. I think when you deploy or when you unmount from a vehicle, up to 3 inches is your movement. I wonder if you can fire. I think mortars can't fire because by the time they set themselves up, it takes a turn. Flamethrowers jumping off, moving 3 inches, they can't fire. The Vickers is on the bottom floor. He wants to get to the top floor before he can fire, so nope. The Vickers. Right, yeah, so they're all within 12 inches. I've only spotted these guys, nobody else. So using my bolt action dice for targeting. Green is who's firing and what they're firing at. That little jeep is going to go up. That's it, isn't it? We have 8 troops in there. No, 4 in there and 4 in there. Firing on an armoured fighting vehicle, they're not going to bother. I know it's soft skin, but still an armoured vehicle, and I know their tanks are going to take them with our M10 and our Achilles. So we have the Achilles on there first, which is a gun class 1. And a Hull VMG. Yeah, I'm going to take it out of the hex cruiser, so target class 4, gun class, no, target class 4, gun class 1. So it's firing on a soft target, which is target class of 6. God, I think that was my commander. Hold on a minute. I might drive my commander in front, up in front of the tank unit going, yay, follow me guys. I'm an idiot. That is HQ 3rd Battalion. CO plus 2 figures or Cooper wagon. Well, that's not a Cooper wagon. It's a staff car, but yeah, that's my CO. Germans got a bit stupid today. Let's put our CO up front. Okay, here we go. Thank God. I'm actually firing the first shot. And it's direct. And explosives 17 inches away, which is a 3 or more to hit. So most guns firing direct at a target of a maximum of 48 inches, divided into 6-8 bands, however some large guns, blah blah blah. To achieve a hit, a player selects a band the target is in. Below are the minimum D6 scores needed for the hit. So 3 or more D6 score required, 3 or more. If either the target moved in a previous turn or the fire is moving Right, deduct 1 from the dice. So moving, that's a -1. So instead of a 3 to hit, it's a 4 to hit. If either the target moved in their previous turn or the fire is moving this turn, deduct 1 from the dice though. Now 2 of them are moving, does that mean it's a -2? No, I don't think so. So it doesn't mention it, so it's a -1. So it's 4 more to hit. Actually misses. Holy flip. The M10, same again. 4 more. And we get a 6. That's definitely a hit. This take your dice off when you fire, so you'll know, or whatever you're using for target, you'll know they fired. So when you get a hit, what happens? Deciding the effect of a hit. For each hit, throw the following number of d6 depending on the size of the weapon. If a target's an armored vehicle, only throw 1d6. So that's what I'm going to do. For each hit, throw the following number of d6. So that's a 75mm, the M10. Let me just check. The M10, 76mm. Gun class 2. Alright, so if the target's an armored vehicle, only throw 1d6. So for each hit, casualties and damage caused, these are the scores needed to cause a single figure casualty or destroy an armored vehicle. Guns and mortars, 5 or 6. Guns over 111, 4, 5, 6. To target an armored, to destroy an armored vehicle, 6s. There's 2 asterisks. If the armoured fighting vehicle or vehicle is destroyed, a further d6 to determine the number of casualties. If target, so it says here, destroy an armoured vehicle, 6s, but that's an armoured fighting vehicle. I mean, it's not a fully enclosed vehicle like a tank. Yeah, but it does say you need 6s. Well, it's very difficult for to kill that. Especially when it's hit with a big gun. Oh well. We get a 5. Let me just read this again. Casualties and damage caused. These are the scores needed to cause a single vehicle casualty or destroy an armoured vehicle. Guns and mortars. Effective D6 scores. Guns and mortars, 5 or 6. Guns over 111, 4, 5, 6. To destroy an armoured vehicle, 6. To destroy a soft skin vehicle, 2 casualties must be achieved from a D6 throw. Right, that's what I'm doing wrong. So that's considered a soft skin vehicle. And I got a 5, so it means the target was hit. Then you roll for the amount of men you lose, and you have to get. I've been away from the game and then I've only come back and I've realised that sometimes a lot of the wording, I don't know if it's me, some form of dyslexia at times when I'm reading types of rules, but sometimes it can throw me. So casualties and damage caused, now that's deciding the effect of a hit, right? So if a target is hard covered, if a target is an armoured vehicle, only throw 1d6 for each hit. If the target is an armoured vehicle, only throw 1d6 for each hit. It's been hit. We're high explosives. But because it's an armoured fighting vehicle, to destroy a soft-gun vehicle, 2 casualties must be achieved from a d6 stone. So I've hit it. Because it's a soft skin vehicle. Should I be rolling all of the high explosive dice for this tank, which I believe for the M10, where are the stats, is 4 high explosives. The M10, so 3d6. So the I roll, because I fired high explosives, I roll 3d6. It's not a tank, it's not a fully enclosed armoured vehicle. It's a soft skin vehicle, so yes, I'm playing this wrong. Soft skin vehicle, you hit it with 3. So there's my 3 dice. I get a 6 and 2 5s. So with a 6 and 2 5s, says here, if the target is an armoured vehicle, only throw 1d6 for each hit. 3 hits. One's a 6 and 2 5s. If the target is an armoured vehicle, only throw 1d6 for each hit. To destroy an armoured vehicle, 6. To destroy a soft skin vehicle, 2 casualties must be achieved from a d6 thrown. Okay, so we got a 6. That's destroyed. Now we throw for to see how many people are dead. Okay, this is so confusing. I got a 1. So if the target, if the armoured vehicle is destroyed, a further d6 throw determines the number of casualties amongst any internal or external passengers. If the vehicle is towing a weapon, this is destroyed if all the crew are casualties. So no, apologies for having to make you listen to my rantings, but it's been hit. But not all the crew have died, so the CO is alive, only 1 casualty. So you have, because there's 3 on a base, you have to hit all 3. They're ejecting from the vehicle and heading into behind this. Now I know that's my CO. I'm going to have to get into a better position. Nothing else can fire. Yeah, so that's firing over. That's a German term. This is going to get interesting.